Hey guys, what's up? All right. It's Double Deuce back. Uh, Today we did a kind of a maiden test voyage on the old V8 SCX6. I did some upgrades to it. I couldn't get outside because it was I'm gimped up, but I went out today and of course there's some problems that need to be worked out. We'll get to that in the video. So it'll be a really short run. I was really impressed on how it went. I'm trying to figure out if it's a low voltage problem or the radio interference, or I don't know. But anyways, grab your favorite smoke, beverage, and popcorn, and we'll go over what I did, and I'll show you the run video real quick, and the rest of them, they're just sitting there idling. And I made a really cool gimbal. So stay tuned, here we go. Okay, now it did okay at first. Then I started having a low voltage problem in my radio, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I noticed every time I turned my steering, it would go to low voltage. So right now I might have to put on one of those external voltage things there for the servo itself, so it gets the full voltage, because I'm running a 12 volt or 11.1 volt 3-cell in this to start it and run all the electronics in it. And but the shifting worked, the brakes worked. The only problem is every time I would turn the wheels, they would turn, but if it was getting bound up in grass, it would throw a low voltage thing, and this thing would just kind of run away. So, and then it would kick back in and catch itself. The idle will come back down. Now I had to reset the carburetor several times on this, so I'm going to have to take it apart to see why the carb, it just keeps vibrating out of adjustment. And I noticed my low end needle is very like loose in there, so I don't know if it's missing an O-ring or whatever it is. But anyways, I added some stuff on here. I added the billet handles, front and back. Of course, my license plate. These are really nice plates. I got these off eBay. And these have aluminum backing on them, so I drilled the holes and put the screws in them, so they're just like a real license plate. Then I put in a boat fuel filler system on this side, and I'll show you a picture of that. And then I put in my tail light guards that I was waiting for them to come. And but so far the problem I'm having is when the voltage goes low, it doesn't seem to want to move. When you're trying to turn your wheels left or right, the voltage goes low on my receiver. And then so to give you guys an example of what I got going on here, okay, it's on. I don't have the CDI on because I put a separate switch in here for the CDI unit, so I can shut it off and still leave everything functioning. So you'll hear the ESC fan going, and now watch what happens when I turn the wheels. All right, I'm going to put it in gear. Okay. My throttle. See what's going on there? But if you look at it, get it in the light here. Watch the voltage on the radio drop. It starts off at 9 and goes to 8.9, 8.8. So what's happening is it's not getting full juice through the servos. So when you go to put it in gear, it just ain't having it. Now I just checked my battery and I got 11.2 volts in the battery running everything. So I don't know if it's in gear. Well, I got this radio, so it has reverse, first, second, and then third, you know. And I can start it right here. I just turn this and start it, and then of course I got my, you know, 1 to turn, 2 to burn here, and my brake. So, and then I got my low and high-low in my gearbox set up down here, so I just click it. And everything seems to be working until you turn the tires. And so when it goes to move and you're turning the wheels, and then all of a sudden it just starts, the gearbox starts slipping. And I notice I have a low voltage thing, and I'm thinking what it's doing is it's stealing the voltage away from everything else for the servo, and then it's not letting it properly, the clutch, go into gear. This has locked differentials in it, front and rear, so that's a big strain. And but I was really surprised that it moved this thing right along, and I didn't get the, you know, I tried first and reverse, and that's when I noticed the low voltage problem. But I didn't get into high range of second and third, but it does pick up some speed. And like I say, it's a heavy build. I mean, I probably added another couple of pounds to it, and they say they weigh around 28 pounds or something like that in the electric version of this without batteries. So it's extremely heavy. And but anyways, I'll throw some pictures up there. I will get to the run video. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. It's a short one, and I'll upload some video of my gimbal.
Everyone has a favorite. Ooh, I love these. The one here, the fruitier it gets. Oh, I'm gonna sit this one on. It tastes so good.
So, you know, it was kind of a homemade thing out of brake tubing, and that was another problem. I have all these cameras, and you know, none of them would sync to my Google Chromebook. You know, they wouldn't, you know, it didn't even recognize it. So I had to use my cell phone and my tablet, which I film on here. And so, you know, it's terrible. You know what I mean? Like you got to have all this extended money out there so you can have like programs and stuff where you can upload a simple YouTube video, because Google has locked it up so much that, you know, you run their programs, and you know they don't want to mess with nobody else's. So, but that's my rant on that. So, anyways, here's the run video, guys. I'm gonna sign off now. So like, share, subscribe if you want. Love to all, and don't be afraid to go out and fail like I did, because, you know, as they say on roadkill, you don't get it right, you just get it running, and I did. So, all right, guys. Adios.
Nice Oakley sleeping. What'd you get? Goldbacks.com. Nice sleeping. Nice boots. What'd you get? Goldbacks.com.